With 4 to 5 ECs coming in 2026, is Coastal Cabana the one for you?
Hey guys, I'm Surya.
And I'm Johanna.
Welcome to our very first video where we share our insights on upcoming projects.
This will be a 10-minute video and we won't deep dive too much into the details. If you want the details, click on the link in the description or drop us a WhatsApp message and we'll send the ebook straight to you. Alright, let's get on with the analysis.
So, if Coastal Cabana is one of the ECs you're eyeing for in 2026, the first thing we always ask our clients is, what is your main objective? Is it to make money, for own stay, or hybrid? Based on your objectives and situation, then it's easier for us to know whether it makes sense for you.
That's right. Whether you're a first timer, upgrading from a HDB, or planning for a future family setup, we'll break everything down simply so that you know what to look out for. So, quick summary, Coastal Cabana has 748 units spread across 16 blocks, each around 11 to 12 stories.
We won't bore you with all the details lah. You can pause and read later.
Special mention to the developers, Qingjian Realty. They are the mastermind behind projects like Jadescape and Bloomsbury Residences, both of which have really strong construction quality and livability scores in today's resale and new market.
And for EC specifically, they've also built Altura, Tenet, Visionaire, and Ecopolitan. So when it comes to execution, quality control, and follow-through, Qingjian has a proven and consistent track record, which is very important because your name will be locked there in the EC for almost 10 years.
For lifestyle and convenience, Coastal Cabana is actually pretty practical.
About 13 minutes walk to the MRT, or if you're lazy like me, just 2 bus stops away from the side gate.
Families will love this. 2 primary schools within 1 km, and that's a big plus if you have younger kids or are planning ahead.
Lifestyle-wise, you've got Downtown East, Pasir Ris Mall, and a lot of planning entertainment options around the area.
Even the neighborhood centers like Elias Mall and Pasir Ris West Plaza, super convenient for daily stuff. By the way, this is our very first video, so if you find it useful so far, please help to like, share and subscribe.
Just a quick glance through, this is the project site plan and everyone's favorite tennis court is right here in the middle.
For the site plan, we also need to look at the block-to-block spacing.
Yeah, the blocks are roughly 20 meters apart, and to give you a rough sensing, right, that's about the length of 2 buses end to end.
For most residents, that might feel comfortable, but if you really value extra space or a wider separation, it's something to take note of.
From a planning perspective, the blocks are arranged to maximize natural light, ventilation, and privacy. All things we recommend checking whenever you're looking at a new EC launch.
Let's talk about the views, because this does matter for some buyers.
Only the premium stacks get the sea view, and you'll need to go about level 6 and above to get a proper clearer view.
So if view is part of your wish list or your resale strategy, note down the stacks and floor levels before balloting. Take note, very likely these premium sea view units will be priced higher by the developer. For pricing, Qingjian actually outbid quite a few famous developers during the GLS stage, and the margins were quite close.
The area here is quite good, to be honest.
Starting prices are around 1,639 PSF, which puts it really close to Orwell of Tampines that was launched earlier this year.
Fun fact, Johanna here actually just bought into Orel early this year, so this area is literally her backyard. So if you guys have any questions, she's the best person to clarify. Anyways, so Orel is a really good comparable project. It had 14 stories, while Coastal Cabana has about 11 to 12.
Both the projects are really close in terms of location, and buyer demographics are quite similar as well, so the pricing should follow the same trend. And with the GLS competition, that tells us that long-term demand should be healthy. Using Orwell's price range as a reference, let us roughly forecast the potential price range for Coastal Cabana.
And honestly, it just helps if you start planning early, especially if you're looking at finances or comparing between 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. Personally, the calculation for ECs are so complicated, and we have yet to find any good calculator online for EC specifically.
That's why I eventually created one for myself when I balloted for Orwell. We want to make sure that you get the numbers right.
Yeah, quite lucky lah, our clients. They just use that calculator. They don't need to worry because easy numbers very headache one. These are some guide prices, not the actual prices, because we will only know nearing to the day itself. But for now, the smallest 3-bedroom deluxe will start around $1.4 million. Higher floors might go up to $1.75 to $1.8 million. Gone are the days that 3-bedroom EC is just $1 million. It's actually very scary.
Yeah, I mean, even Auto Place in Tengah already achieved this kind of pricing for their three-bedder at a whopping 1,900 PSF. But of course, different orientations, layout, floor levels, they all impact your final price. So even within the same project, there's flexibility depending on your budget and lifestyle.
For the 4 bedroom and 5 bedroom, you can see for yourself, we don't want to eat up so much of your time. Regionally speaking, Pasir Ris is part of the Eastern Gateway, with Changi Aviation Hub and all the business parks around.
Once the cross island line opens, traveling across the island will feel way more efficient. Pasir Ris to Jurong won't feel like such a long journey anymore.
Zooming into Pasir Ris Central, the government is clearly pushing for more housing units, amenities, and more decentralized living into this area.
It's really shaping into a proper live work play zone, and that's great for long term value and families looking to settle in the east.
One of the biggest selling points for Coastal Cabana is actually the fact that Pasir Ris hasn't had any easy launches in the past 12 years. Tampines, we had a few, Aureal, Tenet, Park Central, but Pasir Ris, there was only one, which was Sea Horizon in 2013.
But that means that Pasir Ris definitely has some pent up demand, especially for eastsiders who want to upgrade but don't want to leave their neighborhood. And we've seen this consistently. ECs in the east tend to do very well. Tenet was 72% sold on launch day, and this wasn't too surprising. But Aurela, wow, 99% leh. My ballot number was 1,000 plus, and I almost couldn't get a unit.
Not only that, just across the highway, Tampines has a lot of BTO units hitting MOP recently, so the upgrader pool is quite substantial.
The only thing buyers on the ground are concerned about is that Coastal Cabana isn't right next to the MRT. But actually, most condos and ECs in this area are not.
And even so, over the last 10 years, they have performed very consistently in the resale market. You can see the information for Sea Horizon, Bellissa, Stratum, View 8, and a few others.
As an EC myself, that's because families in the East value nearby schools, feasible layouts, and lifestyle convenience, not just the MRT. As long as it's convenient to bus stops, it's actually good enough lah.
Which is why we believe Coastal Cabana, the potential is still quite okay one, especially for families and long-term buyers who value the convenience, the community, and the well-designed units. All right, let's move into the final part. We always need to compare to the nearby projects. In this case, the neighboring EC, Sea Horizon. If you look at the past 2 years of transactions, the average for a 3 bedroom is 1.47 million. If we do the harmonization, 6%, it'll be about 1.56 million. Comparing to Coastal Cabana, which is about 1.7 million, the gap is actually quite small.
Correct lah. But you also have to take note that the three bedders in Sea Horizon are about 1,000 plus square foot.
True also, but Coastal Cabana would be brand new and layout more efficient. On paper, that puts Coastal Cabana at a fair market price.
Moving on to the four bedders, this one is pretty interesting. The average pricing for the past 2 years is 1.75 M. Same thing, we harmonize 6%, then it will be about 1.86 M. But you will notice that for four bedders in Coastal Cabana, the pricing is also roughly about 1.8 million like that.
Which means this is a case of a new launch cheaper than the price of a resale. This is possible because Coastal Cabana layout is more efficient, less space wastage, so it's a very attractive pricing for families looking for space but don't want to overpay. For 5 bedrooms, the market hasn't really caught up yet, probably because the supply is so limited. The 2-year average is 2.18 million, harmonized is about 2.3 million.
Coastal Cabana will be about 2.5 million, but five bedders are usually a totally different target market because families will be super comfortable paying an extra 200k for something 10 years newer.
Yes, and when you compare floor plans side by side, entering now could be a smart move if the pricing is right. So, if you're someone who appreciates coastal living, east side and efficient value, Coastal Cabana may be for you.
But of course, there's only so much we can cover in a 10-minute video, and everyone's situation can be very different. We'll be happy to share a more in-depth analysis over a Zoom call so that we can figure out which layout or which unit works best for your needs. Just reach out to us over WhatsApp. No pressure, we're just here to help you plan clearly.
If you want her easy calculator, please pay now $10 to this QR code and we will send over to you shortly. Well, okay, just kidding. Don't need. Alright, if you want access to the free easy calculator, feel free to message us and we'll share with you how it works over a quick Zoom call.
Once again, this is Johanna.
This is Surya.
See you in the next one. Bye!